Nobel Prize winner Tim Hunt is a biochemist at University College London, made some comments in South Korea. They offended some people, not me. Here were his comments. He said, "Let me tell you about my trouble with girls. 3 things happen when they are in the lab. You fall in love with them, they fall in love with you, and when you criticize them, they cry." These comments forced his resignation. I don't know why. They're funny. What do you think?
What? You mean, what do I think about his problems with girls, or you want to know my problems with girls, or you want to talk about the politics of this?
Are you offended by his comments? You're a man, but clearly a number of women were offended by these comments. He ultimately resigned because of this.
I think what we're seeing here is the gender identity mania that we've been seeing increase year after year is suddenly getting to the point where it's so ridiculous. I think it's harming society now, tangibly. Mm-hmm. I think losing this man from public academia is harming us. This man is a decorated individual. Him and both his wife, she's an immunologist, they are accomplishing a lot in society. They're advancing science and medicine, and yet the gender identity racket has run them out of town. These are people who are improving the quality of our life, and the PC mob is shutting them down. I think it's horrible.
Let's be honest, he wasn't reducing science to romance and tears, and he wasn't actually portraying women as delicate little flowers. He has a pretty smart wife too, if I understand that correctly, who's also a scientist.
He said one remark at a conference, an industry conference in South Korea, and somehow the Western bloggers have followed this guy there, not literally, but figuratively online, and are hounding him based on something a 72-year-old man said as a half tongue-in-cheek remark.
Here's how the university responded. They said, UCL was the first university in England to admit women students on equal terms to men, and the university believes that this outcome is compatible with our commitment to gender equality. What do you think?
Absolutely not. The outcome of him being run out of town is not compatible with gender inequality. Gender inequality means you treat women with enough respect such that when a guy says a vaguely colorful remark like this, you don't assume that all women out there, particularly in a university environment, are such victims and shrinking violets, wilting flowers, that they hear this, oh, they're going to be crushed, so you must run to protect those wounded female sensibilities. Give me a break. No woman is actually upset or hurt or harmed by this. This does not promote rape culture. It's just some older guy saying a line. Get over it.
So how do we push back against the perpetually offended identity politics crowd? It seems like the theme of every Furey Friday.
Well, and in my column coming out in the Sun Papers on Sunday, I'm going to put forward the thesis that they're eating their own. They're going to destroy themselves now. In that Bruce Caitlyn Jenner conversation, I learned about this term called TERF, which is an acronym for feminists who don't include trans women in their community. And there's a fight between the feminists who think trans women are feminists, and I don't even want to talk about it. It's embarrassing to acknowledge this rift in the community. I think they're going to chew themselves apart simply because they get so obsessed with this subversion nomenclature that their own community can't hold, and they're going to self-implode. And I think that's a good thing. We should also just keep making fun of them like we're doing right now, because they're not actually helping gender inequality. They're just looking ridiculous.
So they'll self-implode, and we'll continue to expose them.
Get her done.
Thanks, Furey.